Hello everyone, and welcome back to my chatty, sassy channel here on YouTube, where we talk about all things luxury, be it luxury fashion, luxury travel, or life's luxuries in general. Today, we're talking about the dark side of luxury fashion, the ugly side of luxury fashion, some of the absolute worst luxury fashion things that I've been seeing flood my feed, be it on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. I don't know what the designers were thinking on these. These things are absolutely horrendous, and I feel like that they need to be talked about. Full disclosure, this video was definitely inspired by the closet by Connors. So none of the items that he featured are going to be in my video, because you can check them out in his video. So these are totally different items, and let's get into it with an item that I'm going to have to drag from one of my favorite luxury brands. So if you've been around on this channel for a while, you will know that one of my favorite luxury brands is Saint Laurent. My husband and I are VIPs at Saint Laurent, so normally I have very good things to say about the brand. I love all my stuff that I have from them. I love a lot of the things they put out. But I saw this piece, and the only thing that I could think was that it reminded me of the robe that Ron had to wear in Goblet of Fire, where he's like, it looks like my great Aunt Tessie. And it is this blouse. So the color on this style isn't helping. It makes it look older than it is. But the huge giant collar, the sleeves, the ruching, all of it together, this is one of the ugliest things that I've seen YSL put out in quite a while. I just don't know what the designers were thinking. This isn't YSL's aesthetic at all. It doesn't really fit in with the collection very well. Like, this is just a hideous piece of clothing, and it's a hideous piece of clothing that is nearly $3,000. It is priced at $2,890 plus tax in the US. This would put this over $3,000. Like, I don't know who would pay $3,000 for this. But I think if they are, they have too much money to waste. Further on this, I've got to say I didn't like the latest collection that we saw in Paris Fashion Week. I thought that it was really ugly as well. There wasn't a single thing in that collection that I've asked my sales associate to bring in for me, because I just think that it's really ugly. Now, moving on to a different piece of fashion. This is one that I saw on one of my favorite YouTubers. So one of the first luxury YouTubers that I started watching was Cassie Thorpe, and I love her. I love all the content that she does with Christian Choi, and he did a video where he styled her, and like they even said like this was a horrible choice in a piece. Cassie didn't even link it in her description, it was that bad. And when I saw it on the rack, like with Christian doing his behind the scenes stuff before Cassie even tried it on, I thought this is one of the worst things that I've seen in a store in New York. It is the Zomer Contrast Turtleneck Cap wool top for $665. This thing looks like a carrot. Like, when I saw this, all I saw was carrot. The colors I think are ugly together. The style of it might not be so bad, but like what Cassie showed when she was wearing it, you can't move your arms and keep the garment in place. So if you move at all, the whole look, like style-wise, of the garment is lost, on top of the fact that it's really ugly coloring. Like, this is just a super ugly thing that I don't know what you could possibly style it with to make it look good. Like, go buy a nice pair of heels. And speaking of shoes, there are two pairs of boots, and I love boots. Boots are a passion of mine, and I'm super particular about boots. But even with my super particularness about boots, these next two things that I'm going to show you are some of the worst things that I've seen come out in boot fashion. I'm not including any things that Connor included in his video, which I agree with him on those shoes as well. But the first pair is by Alexander McQueen. And like, there is a black version that looks like a paper bag or like a trash bag around the boot. And then there is this other version that the only thing I can think of is like mosquito netting around the boot. Like, this boot is $1,890. I don't have words for what people were thinking when they designed this, but this looks like some sort of weird thing of modern art gone wrong. Like, this is atrocious. Like, the black is bad enough, but then you see that nude with like the black boot sticking out of it. Like, this is just hideous. No one could style this and make it look good. And then, while I'm bashing favorite brands, might as well go for another one of my favorites, a very recent favorite of mine because of their unbelievable customer service, Ferrari. Now, Ferrari has a lot of cool things. They have a lot of cool bags, they have a lot of cool clothes, they even have some cool shoes. But they also have some really, really, really weird shoes. And they do this scrunch to leather style of shoe. And at first I thought it was really bad in the flat that I saw. Then as I walked further in the store, I saw it in a heel. And I thought, surely it can't get worse than that. Then my sales associate texted me the boot one. This is a $1,550 boot. And like, my issue with this scrunched leather is that it looks like the slip-on covers that you would put on to like go through an open house if you have ever been in like an operating ER, OR type of situation where you have to wear the shoe covers. That's what this looks like. This doesn't belong in luxury footwear. And like, the sad thing is like their leathers are really nice. So like they could have made really nice looking shoes. And instead of going with like some of their cool stuff that they've created that, while it might not be my style, is interesting, they created this. And they're promoting this. They really made a mistake on that one. The rest of the store is great, but these are horrendous. Then, moving over to Pre-Loved, because I have seen this bag promoted so much from Fashion File and The Real and What Goes Around Comes Around, and I do not understand it because I think that this is one of the ugliest bags that they have ever made from Louis Vuitton, and it is the Louis Vuitton Monogram Kawakubo bag with holes. They literally made a bag and cut holes in the bag. And they're charging thousands of dollars. Like, I've seen these for like $4,000. There's holes in the bag. I don't understand how like this was a concept to begin with. Cause like, there's holes in the bag. You can't put stuff in the bag because there's holes in the bag. But then to have it priced like this, like who is buying this? This is absolutely horrendous. Like, who is buying holes in a bag? It makes no sense. So, Editing Victoria popping in here just to share a couple of things that I realized I forgot while editing this video, and they have to do with one of my least favorite brands, Chanel. Now, normally my beef with Chanel, honestly, is more to do with me than it is to do with Chanel to a certain extent. To a certain extent, it's just, I don't like the way that Chanel does business. In these two instances, I think it is truly Chanel's fault. I have a very specific item that I want to bring up. I have a general point that I want to bring up. And I'm gonna start with the very specific item. So, after New York, a couple of weeks after New York, the ladies who were on that trip, we have a group chat. And this bag was posted in the group chat as a, can you believe this, how ridiculous this is, sent from an essay to them. This bag, the designs on it are tacky and juvenile. The colors on it are horrendously drab and, if anything, make the designs even worse. But then to cap it off is the price. I'm going to give you guys a second to comment down below what you think that the price of this Chanel bag is. I don't understand how Chanel is charging this much for a bag, let alone for this bag. This bag is, conversion-wise, $38,000 in the US. To me, that $38,000 price tag makes this bag all the more hideous to me. I do not understand how Chanel thinks that they are going to sell this. But then, the same thinking that brought us this is bringing us the most recent Chanel collection. This collection, I saw the first couple of looks and then I just quit looking. I don't want to say that it got better after that. It just got not as bad. So like these first few looks that came down the Chanel runway were awful in color, awful in style. I don't know who they think is going to wear this, because like grandmas aren't wearing this, young people aren't going to be wearing this. The way that they've styled it is just stupid looking. Like, I don't know what Chanel's doing. Like, Chanel has lost their way. And Chanel desperately needs a new creative director to come in and to bring themselves to Chanel, to honor what Chanel was and what Chanel is known for, but to do it in a way that makes sense today. And this is not it. So with that, I think that that wraps up all the hideous things that I did actually want to talk about in this video. So with that, I hope you have a great rest of your day. Let me know down in the comments what some of the ugliest things that you guys have seen recently in fashion are. And with that, I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye!